website, web portals, right? So and different between them. So can anyone tell me what is web portal and why it is designed? What is web portal?
Web portal
Anyone?
is some is particular to that uh, particular group. For example, banking, they build their own portal to
Yeah,
get transactions with the customers.
Yeah,
Uh,
particular organization or
and yeah,
exactly.
different
So we
organizations.
have government portal, hospital portals, education
yes.
portal, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
So website is or web portal is nothing but it is a website designed for
Yes.
uh,
Everyone can use that. Yeah.
yeah. So now the now topic we understand like web application and web port. So let's go to that and what is the difference between that. So what is when what type of web application and web portals? Web portal we have already aware. So let's understand what is the difference between them, right? Because it sounds
Mhm.
like web application and web portals are sounds like it is the same. So now
Mhm.
let's see what is that. Okay. So
Okay.
what is web application? Again, application nothing but it is a software or program, right? So
Yes.
what is web? Web is nothing but you will use a web browser, right? So
Mhm.
you'll use the browser, you will launch that software application, right? So that is what. So definition of web application nothing but it is a software application which is accessible using any web browser. So
Yeah.
remember here. So let's say I will open Amazon or Flipkart, right? So how I'm accessing using Chrome browser, right? So that is the definition. Web application nothing but it is a software program which is accessible using any web browser. Okay, this is the definition. So because sometime interviewer may ask define web application, so that time you should be able to answer it, right? So web application nothing but it is a software program which is accessible using web browser. So it is important, okay? Because you are using web browser, so that is why they will call it as a web application. Okay, and also we have discussed how it is designed. Web application is always written in HTML code or JavaScript, right? So these are the main three programming languages they have used to develop these web applications. Okay, it is developed by developers. Okay, so now, what is web portal or website, right? So it is a globally accessible, right, interlinked web pages which is having a single domain name. I told you, right? It's single domain name, nothing but it is single only for hospital, only for government, only for education, right? So that is it. Okay. This is a group of globally accessible interlinked web pages. So these are pages, not a program, right?
Okay.
But they have written a program, but it is they have maintained as a pages. So
Mm.
if you see, if you go to Apollo Hospital website or web portal, right? So you'll see only a booking apartment and everything. So that is meant of anybody. You can also access globally, right? So you can also open the website. So it is accessible for globally. Okay,
Mm.
and who has maintained this is maintained by individual or business people, right? So hospital they if they're having any business, if they're running any business, so they will maintain it, or organization. So because some company will be having some separate website developed, right? So it is not used for any other outside the company or something. So because see, let's see here, let's say I open Apollo. So
Mm.
there are two ways to access. One is public can also use only for searching the medicine, getting the appointment details, what time hospital will open, right? So what all facilities are available here. Only these can you can access. But
Yeah.
let's say Apollo employees are there, right? So who are working in Apollo, they will be having different access, right?
Okay.
How they will maintain it, right? So they can daily they will update this timing, or if they in case if they have launched any new medicine, so they will add some section. Let's say they are giving 15% off on medicine, something kind of. So they will manage it back end. So but we don't know that, right? So there are two types, right? So they can organization people can business people can access and user also can access, but different purpose.
Mm.
Okay, and website is hosted on single or multiple web server. So let's say server is nothing but it is a like a database. Let's say Amazon is hosted in Amazon server. Apollo also, they will be maintaining separate database. Okay, if it is related to Apollo, they will be maintaining, because let's say if you log into this, or you if you enter your phone number, so where this phone number will be saved in their database, not in Amazon, right? It is belong to Apollo only. So they will be maintaining the backend database. Okay, so that is how. Uh, so then, if it is there, so it will validate whether this number is already exist or not. Then it will allow you to access. If not, it will ask you to sign up for register. Okay. So now we understand web application nothing but it is a set of program which is accessible by using web browser. Website is nothing but it is a globally accessible web pages which is maintained by individual business or organization. Okay. So now we will understand the difference between them. Okay, what exactly the difference between web application and website. Okay, this is again very important. So because it is a bit confusing, right? So sounds like this is also application, that is also application, right? So now let's understand more on this. So web application, it is created for interaction with end user. Let's say I am it is a Amazon is a web application, it is not a
Yes.
website.
Mm.
Okay, so I am the end user. I will interact. I will interact with this application by searching the phone or ordering the phone, adding to cart, right? So this is then why a website is designed for what? It is mostly consist of static content. It is publicly accessible for all the visitors. So what does it mean static content? So let's say Apollo, it is a fixed. It will not change.
Mm.
Let's say so they have lab tests. Okay, so let's say they have mentioned these many lab tests are there. Okay, so I'm showing in live. So these are all static only. These are the what you call services they are providing. But in Amazon, let's say tomorrow, if a new phone is launching, let's say Apple 15 is there, it is not yet launched, might be launched. So they will add those again the devices in Amazon. But here it is not like it is a static one-time updation only. They're not going to add anything. But here continuous upgrade will be there. So let's say sometimes you might have aware there was no earlier there was no prime option. So recently or last year or 2 years back they have released, I mean updated this tab. Or let's say initially they have come up with only mobiles. So now they have all the options like you can what do you call you can sell the devices also. Sell option is there. It was not there. So day by day they're just getting it, and also you can book a flight ticket also,
Oh. Mm.
right? So this is how they are updating the application, web application. But here they are not updating anything. It is a static. It is not going to change. You can book a flight also. But earlier, when initially Amazon was launched, there was no option to book a flight or bus or anything. Right? So now day by day, it's just getting updated. So that is how the difference between web application and website. So let's say user interaction. So in web application, user is not only read the pages or content, but also manipulate or restrict the data. Let's say, so what does it mean? So you can read it, everything. You can see what all options are there, as well as they have the option to pay the money or let's say what you call. Let's say I'm ordering mobile. Okay, so it will allow you to order the mobile, right? It will deliver to your home.
Mm.
But here, website will provide the visual and content which, let's say, it will allow you to read and get information. That's it. You cannot order anything unless it is allowed. Most of the website, let's say, education portal is it. It is a website, education portal for uh, some course, let's say engineering. So, engineering department. So this is a website, okay? Wikipedia is it. So what you do, you cannot order anything. You just
Yes.
read and that's it. Get the information. That's it. But in Amazon application, you can place an order. You can register. But
Yes.
here you no need to register. You just get the or you can create an account. Not an issue. But most of the time it is a static. You don't need any updation or ordering anything. They are not designed for ordering or they are not designed for any kind of booking or anything, right? So, but here you can see all the application, right? It is daily use, right? So, but most of the time it is static. If you search the this content, it is most of the time in Wikipedia website it is the same. When it is started,
Yes.
everything, what is the details, everything, who is the founder, who is where is the web code, everything is static only. It does
Mm.
not change. Okay, you are not interacting with anything here, right? You are not doing anything. You're just going through or reading the topic content. That is what. Okay, it is not affected in functioning, right? So, but whereas in Amazon, so functionality is added. If let's say tomorrow if they have added any option for book a movie tickets, right? So again, it is changing. Okay. So authentication wise, so web application needs authentication. Let's say if you want to log into Flipkart or Amazon, you need to log in order to what you call in order to place a mobile order or anything. Let's say you have a Uber Eats. If you want to order, you have to sign in already, right? So that is the authentication. So here authentication is not mandatory since it is an informational website. So user may ask to register to get a regular update. Let's say if they have any new information available. So for that only. So if not, it is not mandatory. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the one difference. Then what all task and how the complexity of this application. Let's say web application, the functions are quite higher and complex. Right? You can see a lot of what you call uh, categories are there. Amazon TV is a sell is a today's deal mobile. Today's deal means tomorrow deal also will be changing. Tomorrow it will change it. You may
Mm.
not see screen tomorrow because it is getting changed functionality wise. So that is why it is a complex. And also because they have to change the code everything, right? Tomorrow they have to change the code, date and everything, information, everything they have to change. The time also they have to change, right?
Yes.
So, but in website, it is a collected data and information on specific page. That's it. It is not changing. It is not complex. It is just plain content. That's it. Okay.
Mm.
So the types of software in web application, it is a development is a part of website, right? It is this Amazon is keep on developing day by day. So let's say they are adding a new mobile or Samsung new releases are there. They will add new devices. So, right, it is a part of development. But website is a complete. It is already developed. There is no meaning of under development. There is no changes for this website, right?
Yes.
So you understand in that topic like why the website is not changing, right? They are not doing any changes
Any
because
change?
the plain content are static. It is just giving the information. That's it. But here in Amazon web application, so day by day they are adding new version, new changes. So that is the reason. Let's say why WhatsApp is asking us to update because they are doing some changes. They are asking to, and they have released a software, and you can download and update your software through Google Play Store or Apple Store, right? So that is how. So now we understand what is web application, what is the difference between the website and web application, right? So now let's see the advantage and disadvantage of website and web application. So we have already discussed about disadvantage of web application, right? Why we have already discussed security is not guaranteed because anybody can hack your laptop, your system to gain the
Mm.
access. So that is why security is not guaranteed. So disadvantage, a website can crash anytime. So what does it mean? Sometimes, let's say if I do here, the website is not available. Some error will show. Wikipedia doesn't have the article. Something error will get. Let's say if I do not use S here, automatically it will take S. Let's say I will remove S again automatically. Let's say if I enter here, it will show some error. The server is not available or see here this site cannot be reached. Sometimes the website are crashing. Okay, it is the biggest disadvantage. And contact for like publish on your website may invite lot of unaware email or spams, right? So let's say uh, if you go to a hospital portal, So it will ask you to enter your phone number or email sometimes, or job notification, job portals, right? So it will ask you email ID, password, and it will lead to it is a spamming, or it is just kind of what do you call unwanted emails, unwanted calls you will get, right? So that is again disadvantage of website. The information on any website might be unreliable,
Mm.
or if not updated regularly. Say some fake website will be there, or sometimes might be exactly not having exact information, right? So it based on not all website are unreliable, but most of the are there. So might be they have updated wrongly or something, right? So see, these are some list of disadvantage. While coming to web application, right, security is main thing. So anybody can access unauthorized access. Website may not support multiple browser. This is also we have discussed. What does it mean? Website web application may not support multiple browser. Can anyone tell me what does it mean?
Uh,
Can you give me example?
How does it specifically control um,
No, I didn't get. Come again.
some apps? You're talking about the mobile apps.
Uh-huh.
So
Does
Android
not
apps
support
are support.
multiple browser. I just need the answer and only. So what does it mean? Web application may not support multiple browser. So that means. So
Some
let's say
applications are specific to one browser, so they may not support
exactly.
browsers.
Exactly, that's correct, right? So some application are only related to some specific browser. Let's say Amazon, I can only access in Firefox and Chrome, but not in Safari or Edge. So that is about. So some again, this is a one disadvantage. And web application is built explicitly for certain operating system. Again, the operating system nothing but sometimes I'm using Windows or Mac or iOS or Android, right? So it is difficult to discover from App Store also, right? So let's say if I open Apple, if I having any Apple phone, let's say I try to download Android Apple application, which is let's say Amazon is only built for Android device, but you cannot download in Apple phone because it is not supporting for operating, right? So again, this is but nowadays all the application are getting developed both like compatible for all the operating systems because so nowadays everyone using mobile devices, right? So that is how they have done. But sometimes you have to tell this as well. So some application may not be built for only specific certain operating system. It is difficult to discover from App Store and limited scope, like scope to access device features, right? So that's what. This is okay. So what does it mean? Limited scope to access. Access nothing but if you sometimes you cannot launch the web application. In let's say if you try to access the WhatsApp in your very old phone, let's say if you have any LG phone, so that's
mm.
what will not support, right? It will ask you to this Android version of this application is cannot be accessed, so that message you will get, right? So that is what. Okay, so now understand. So what is the web application, difference between them, advantages and disadvantages? Okay.
Okay.
So if you remember one or two is enough. Okay, not mandatory to remember all because sometimes we cannot remember all the things. But only thing is you should have some knowledge, basic knowledge. So what is the application? What is web portal, right? So why it is used? So that is enough. So overall summary. So website is a group of globally accessible web pages. Web application is software program which is accessible by using web browser. So developing your website helps you to brand your business. That means specifically, let's say if you have a website, so anybody can go and visit, and then you can, let's say you are doing some business. Sorry, I heard someone voice. Okay, so and App Store approval is not required for web application. So it is, what does it mean? You no need to download, right, web application. So no need to download. Let's say I don't have I have not installed in my phone. I have not installed Facebook application, but still I can log into my Facebook application using web browser. Okay, that is what you understand, right? So
Mm.
then quality and relevant web content are most important characteristic of good website. What does it mean? Let's say, so they have some categories, right? Easy to access, easy to read, easy to understand, right? So how they have categorized? If you click on mobile, it will show only mobile. If you click on access laptop and everything, so that is how they have. It is an important characteristic, right? So it has to be relevant content. It should be there, right? So relevant means if it is a website for hospital, it should have only hospital details, not like booking a flight or something, right? Ordering food. It is not relevant. So cloud hosted and highly scalable are most vital character of good web application means. So nowadays, so all the application are hosted in cloud server, right? So Amazon also it is hosted in cloud server. That means so all the data is stored in cloud only.
Yeah.
Nothing but let's say I'm having a laptop. So what is my storage of my desktop? So it is might be 256 GB or something.
Mm.
So cloud, it will be having unlimited storage. That
Mm.
is what applications are. So now, any questions so far between web application, web portal before going to mobile application testing and how it is because we
Yes,
have understood web application, right? So,
it's fine.
okay. So
Yeah.
now very important topic, mobile application testing. Okay. So So now we have understand web application, right? So what is mobile application testing? Can anyone tell without looking at my screen? Maybe Padma or Prashanti. What is
Uh,
mobile? What to understand? What is mobile application?
Mobile application is the apps which we have on our
apps in the mobile and
Exactly, right? So the application installed in your mobile. That is what mobile application. Okay, it is very simple, right? So so now let's understand. So now let's understand because nowadays mobile is everywhere, right? So if you want to book anything, any do so almost you do 90% task in your mobile only, right? So that is the reason nowadays it is very important. So it is come up with mobile application testing. So you will understand what all testing we will do, right, in mobile application, right? So let's say if you're working in some company, so if they have role for mobile application testing, right, so you have to test everything, right? So you have to install the application. That is the first step, right? We will understand step by step. Okay, so now let's understand mobile application refers to the process of validating, right? Validating nothing but it is a testing, right?
testing.
Testing the mobile app on for functionality. So it might be iOS application or Android. These are only two different mobiles, right? So operating
Yeah.
system. So why we are validating it? Validating for functionality is working or not, usability before it is getting released publicly, right? So that is very important. So whatever application are released public, so they have tested thoroughly and validated and then released to the end user, right? So testing the mobile application helps to verify whether the application meet the expected technical and business requirement, right? So let's say you have a, I told you, right, if you're doing any business for food delivery, so Uber Eats is it. So they have developed for both web application or mobile application, right? So they have tested both and then they have deployed, right? So what all you have tested with business requirement, nothing but these are your requirement. You have tested as per requirement. Very important. So whenever testing with respect to requirement only, without requirement you cannot test anything, right? You cannot assume anything. That is very basic. So let's say if you join XYZ company,
Mm.
so as a tester, so they will give the some document list of Excel sheet. These are my requirement. Validate it. So as per requirement, you will validate. We'll understand that also step by step how to validate. So who will share the document, everything. Okay, in detail.
Mm.
Now we are going through mobile testing, right? So you will validate all the functionality, then you will release the software, right? So mobile applications are specifically designed and developed for operating system on mobile devices, right? So if you're having Apple or Android, you have to install accordingly, right? So that is what. On the other hand, web application are software application that reside on web server, right? But where mobile applications are stored on Google Play Store or Apple Play Store, you have to go to Play Store, then you have to
Yes.
install.
Yeah.
But here it is hosted in web server. Directly you can access using web browser. Okay. So
Mm.
now let's understand. Can anyone tell what is mobile device testing and
Uh,
mobile application testing?
so Anand, I
Sorry.
have a doubt here. If you scroll up,
Hmm.
so here you mentioned validating and verifying. So what is the difference? Like you're saying validating the mobile app for the functionalities, verifying the app. Are they both same or is there any difference?
So same only. Validating, verifying are same only. Here it refers to not verification. Okay. I'm not telling here verification.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
So
It's
verify and validating are same only here. So
yeah.
we are just checking whether the functionalities
both.
is working or not as per requirement.
Mhm. So
Okay.
validating and verifying are both same.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
How will verify? Let's say we have to install the application. Let's say you validating or verifying the validating the login functionality. How will validate? So let's say you will log
Enter
in.
the credentials.
How will username and
Username,
password.
password.
Okay. So it will verify whether username and password is correctly or not. It will verify.
Okay.
So then you will validate. Okay, it is going to
By
successful login.
clicking the sign in button is validating. Right?
Ah, exactly. So
Yeah.
that is the. It is not much difference. It is just validating, verifying whether the functionality, validating functionality, clicking on it, right?
Hmm.
Here you are verifying username, password. System will verify whether username, password are correct or not with the respective database. If you are not registered, it will ask you to register, giving first name, last name, phone number, email, everything. Okay. So now the key difference between mobile device testing and mobile application. Now we understand what is mobile application testing. So what is device
Device
testing, right?
testing.
So let's say device testing means you have to use the device. Let's say you have to use camera is working or not, right? You are able to connect 3G or 5G or not, or if you are able to make a call or not, if you are able to send a message or not, right? Those are the mobile device testing. You are not testing the application, you are testing the
Mobile.
mobile related hardware component. Camera is working or not, those are the difference. Here, mobile application, you are testing the by installing the application, then you will test the application functionality. But here you are testing the mobile device feature only,
Yeah.
right? So examine whether quality, validating hardware, software function both. Mobile device, it will validate only both hardware and software. But here, mobile application only software, right? Example I told you, screen, memory, camera application. It's also consist of factory testing and certification, right? So let's say if you're using any Samsung device, so they will test it everything, right? So all the memory, camera, everything is working. Then only they will release to the market. So then everyone go and buy the devices, right? So that is what before any company, if they are manufacturing any mobile device, they will test all the things, hardware and software related. Okay. So then mobile application means testing the mobile application on different mobile devices, right? So again, if you are testing enroll for mobile application testing as your role, you have to use different mobiles, right? You have to use, let's say you are targeted to test the WhatsApp application, you have to install the application in WhatsApp in Android device as well as in Apple phone,
Okay. Yeah.
because you have to check, right, whether it is a compatible or not, whether it is working
Yes.
or not. Sometimes it will not be working, then it is a defect, then it is a issue, you have to raise it, it is not working, right? So that is what. Okay.
Yeah.
So I told you, right, software and network connectivity, everything they will do, whether it is able to connect to hotspot or not,
Mm.
Wi-Fi working or not, everything they will test in mobile device testing. Okay. So now let's see the types of mobile apps are there. So this is again very important. They will ask you what types of mobile applications are there. Okay.
Mm.
The first one is mobile web app. So
Yeah.
what does it mean? What is a web app?
Web application.
Application access using web browser.
Yeah.
So here, what is mobile web app? Mobile web app, it is runs inside the mobile web browser. So
Okay.
let's say I will use my phone. I have a Chrome browser. I will log into Facebook application in my mobile. So that is what web application is runs inside the mobile web browser, such as a Chrome, Firefox, using these browser by using Wi-Fi or internet.
Yeah.
Right. So these are the example: Facebook, Google, right? You will use the you can log into Gmail account by using Chrome also, right? So let's say I'm using Google. You can if you log into gmail.com, it will take you there, right? So that is how. So only thing is you will use the mobile device, then you will open the browser, then you will launch the web application. That is what mobile web application.
Yes.
So now second type of mobile application is native apps. What does it mean? These are the application developed specifically for programming language for the iOS or Android. So you have to install the application. But here we are not installing. We are just launching directly through web browser. So
Yeah.
that is a web app. So native app nothing but it is a application software application built for specific programming language for particular devices like iOS or Android. So it can be installed in your devices, right? From Google
Yeah.
Play Store or yours. You can give example same only.
Yeah.
What is the advantage? Mobile applications are working very fast compared to browser. It is
Yes.
one click.
Yes.
Okay. So now we understand that difference between mobile web app and native app.
Yes.
Native app, mobile web app. Then the third type of is a hybrid web. It is a combination of both mobile web app and native app. What does it mean? So let's say uh, Facebook is a it is web app, and also Facebook also is a mobile app.
Mobile
You
app.
can install or you can use browser. So
Mm.
that is nothing but it is a hybrid. It is a both combination of native and mobile app.
Mm. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nowadays, all the applications are hybrid app only. Flipkart is hybrid. You can Amazon app also hybrid application only. You can install the Amazon application or you can use the browser to launch it. All whatever applications are being developed nowadays, all are hybrid apps. You
Yeah.
can install the application or you can use the direct. You can log into our account and you can place an order using browser, or you can install the application from the Play Store.
Okay.
Okay. Now we
WhatsApp
understand
is
that
not a hybrid app, right? If you can't open with the web browser.
which one, which one.
WhatsApp. WhatsApp app.
WhatsApp also. See here, I'm using WhatsApp also web only. See here,
Okay.
your WhatsApp also web.
Mm.
It is again based on
It's
what do you
based
call?
on the mobile number, right? Mobile. We need a
No, no.
mobile.
You need a mobile. You have to connect it, link a device, right? So that is
Okay.
the authentication. But nowadays, all the applications are web
Web
app
app.
and
Okay.
mobile app. It is a hybrid application.
Okay.
Okay. So now tell me what are different types of mobile applications?
Mobile applications you're asking?
Yeah. What are different types of mobile application testing? I'm asking question.
Okay.
Can anyone tell?
Native, and hybrid, and one more like web application, like mobile web applications.
Exactly. There are three types of
Three
application,
types.
mobile application.
Yeah.
One is mobile web application, native apps, and hybrid
Native
apps.
apps and hybrid.
Yeah, and then you have to define it. Then you have to give an example. Okay, that is how you have to
Okay.
answer it.
Yeah.
So now we understand types of mobile application testing and right. So now we'll understand types definitions. Also we understand the examples. Also we have understand. So now we'll understand how the different types of what is real testing the device, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what type of let's say you do not have Apple phone. Let's say in your company, so there let's say not everyone having Apple phone, right? So then they will ask you to test this application in Apple phone only. What you do then? So then the some of tools are there, emulators. So it will exactly mimic as a Apple. So let's say
Okay.
testing a real device allow you to run mobile application and check the functionality. Real device testing assures you that application will work smoothly in customer handset. So now let's understand. Let's say as I told earlier also. So you have to click on three dots here. So there is a one option is a developer tool, more tool here. Developer tools is right.
Mm.
You just click it, so it will come to a mobile the view, right? You can see the list of mobiles are there. Apple iPhone is there. If you
Okay.
select, it will Samsung. It will behave exactly as a Samsung. So let's
Oh.
say, see here, you can scroll it down. This is how we can test it in emulator. But you cannot do a phone call here, right?
Mm.
You cannot take
This
a
testing
camera.
application, right?
Exactly. Okay, so that we call it as a emulator. Okay,
Mm.
emulator is a software program that will allow your mobile to imitate, right? It will behave as a mobile phone, but you cannot do any phone call or anything.
Mm.
Imitate by installing them into your computer or mobile, right? So this is emulator and simulator. So there are two options are there. You can test it by using that. Okay, now let's understand what is simulator and emulator for simulator based testing. Okay, simulator is a nothing but it is a provides fast and easy way to get the software environment for application testing without mimicking actual hardware. I told you, right? So it is not a hardware, it is just mimicking, right? It is mimicking as a Samsung, it is mimicking as a Apple, it is mimicking as a Apple 12 Pro. And also you can choose the what do you call this is resolutions.
Mm.
Okay, 50% or something, right? So it
So
will.
this developer tool is a stimulator or emulator?
It is simulator. It is not a
Sim.
hardware, right? It is not
Okay.
without hardware.
Without
You
hardware.
can't do nothing, but it is a kind of cannot do any phone call. You cannot send any message. You cannot take
Okay.
a photo or camera, right? So it is just
Yeah.
it is an emulator.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
simulator nothing but it will behave as a both what you call in your mobile only. You have
Mm.
to again there is a some perfecto tool is there. So again so they will load all the applications. All are real devices. See here, it looks like a real device only. You can click on phone, you can send a Gmail application, everything it will work as a, see here, right?
Yeah.
So this is a simulator. For some tools are there, it is not, you'll understand. Okay, it is not, it is same as how we'll browse the Instagram or Facebook in your mobile, right? So how we'll use the WhatsApp. It is a simulator. Internal and internal behavior and not hardware. So
Okay.
emulator, it will mimic both hardware and software features. So these are written in high level language. Let's say always mobile applications are developed by using what you call Ruby or Python or Perl, right? So those are programming languages. They have developed it. So those are high level languages. Language nothing but it is a program.
Okay.
So that is about mobile testing. Okay, mobile testing definitions, difference between mobile, different types of mobile application testing, then difference between emulator and simulator. So
Mm.
now we will understand. So what are the types of application testing we have, right? So now so far we have understand what is testing, what is software, what is software testing, right? So what is verification validation, what type of testing like functional testing, non-functional testing, like unit testing, integration testing, everything. Then we have understand what is website, web portal, web application, right? Advantage, disadvantage, what is mobile application testing, types of mobile application testing, everything, right? So
Mm.
now we will understand. So what type of testing we actually do, right? So let's say WhatsApp is it. I will not take WhatsApp. Can you tell me any one application where you will use more?
Instagram.
Instant test.
Or let's say how will book a flight? Which application you are using? So here you're using Red
Flight,
Bus.
flights and
Or I will use. Have you used Uber Eats?
Yeah, it's, yeah.
Okay. I'll use. I'll take this as a live example. Download this application, or you can use login with web browser, right?
Yeah.
So what all testing will do? First, functionality will do, right? So first, let's say you will enter the city, Melbourne or Sydney. Let's say Sydney, right? It will show some suggestion, right? So it will
Yeah.
show a list of restaurants are available in Sydney, right?
mm.
Yeah.
And also it will show under 30 minutes. If you click here, it will show only available under 30. Or let's say if you select a price,
Mm.
it will show only in that filtered. Let's say if you are looking for only vegetarian, you click on vegetarian, then it will show only vegetarian dishes, right? Just click and apply. So you are doing functionality testing,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So you are just doing rating, you just clicking on, or you are closing it, all your functionality testing.
Mm.
So there are like that. There are number of testing are there. One is usability testing, nothing but how it is responding quickly. Let's say you're clicking here, it is loading, right? It is taking some time. What if it is keep on loading? Then it is a performance issue. The usability is not good, right? And
Mm.
compatibility. You launch the same application in different mobile, how it is compatible, or launch the application. Let's say I'm launching this application in Edge browser, right? So how it is working same behavior or not, right?
Mm.
It
Yeah.
should load everything. It should show all the options are shown in Chrome browser. It is a compatibility testing. Okay,
Yeah.
performance testing, nothing but it is performing. How it is performing? It is taking long time, or payment pays. If pages should be loaded properly, right? See, it is taking time. It is a performance issue. Still, it is loading.
Yeah.
It is taking some time to load, right? So that is about performance. Security testing, again. If you log in with your credential, it should not anybody should not hack. Or let's say you log in here, but
Mm.
in Chrome browser it should be in login only, because you have logged in another browser, not in this browser, right?
Mm.
So if you log in Edge browser, it should it should ask login here, or it should ask already logged in some option, right? So that is about security testing. Installation testing also. What does it mean? Let's say you are using 5G, how much time it will take? Or let's say sometimes what happens, you are unable to install the application, then it is a issue, right? So from the Google Play Store, if you click and install, but that button is not working, or if you're not able to install that application, so that means they have not developed or deployed the application properly. Localization testing, nothing but local to, let's say some application are only developed for some different
Some
country. Let's say,
areas. Yeah.
right? So let's say I'm from Karnataka. Okay,
Mm.
so I'm using some let's say Udupi, or let's say I'm using local applications. What you call Vijayawani, it is a e-paper. It is only developed for Karnataka, not in. It is in Canada, right? So
Yeah.
if you read from Andhra, it is like Telugu. So
Mm.
that is how localization. It is a application developed for certain language and certain region.
Yeah.
Then we have already understand functionality testing, then acceptance testing, interruption testing. Nothing but let's say you're doing some, you are 10 times you are clicking, you are just clicking somewhere here and there randomly, you're just trying to interrupt it, right? So that is what interruption testing. Or let's say in your mobile you will load the application, then suddenly you will switch off your phone, or switch on, like switch off your internet connection, right?
Mm.
How it will behave, right? So those are and recovery testing. That means, right? Suddenly, let's say you are booking a flight, your phone got switched off, you are on payment phase, money is deducted. How it will recover? Whether it is flight ticket is booked successfully or not? Or let's say you are switching off your phone, how it will recover? Right? The application should it should be on. Let's say you have saved this some item. Let's say I'm in Amazon. Okay, so I have added a mobile phone to shopping cart. Okay, so if I suddenly I switch off my phone, the mobile which I added to shopping cart should be there in cart,
Yeah.
right? Because it should not ask again, right? It is there in one. It is showing one, right? See here. But if I close and open again, it should show.
Mm.
So that is about recovery testing. See here, it is still showing. No need to add again. It is about how it will recover application, right? So from these are the 10 types of software applications are there. You might be asked you to only do functional test. Most of the companies are working on functional testing and performance testing.
Mm.
Okay, so we'll understand. So all these acceptance testing, what does it mean when you will do everything? Okay, but you should know something, right? So that is what. So now let's understand how to test mobile application step by step. Now we understand what is mobile application testing, different types of mobile application testing, right? So now we will understand how to test step by step.
Okay.
Okay. The first step is, so you have to prepare the strategy or formula. Let's say you are targeting to test the Amazon application. Okay, they will ask you to do a mobile testing, mobile app test. The first step is, right? The step one is always you have to strategy, right? You have to do the strategy. What does it mean strategy?
Understanding the
Okay.
So you
Plan.
have to find out. The first step is you have to prepare the plan, right? So what does it mean? So where you are going to test? You are testing in Android or iOS,
Mm.
right? That is how you have to plan it.
Mm.
The second also you have to test whether you are testing only web application or app testing or both, right? These are things. Then you should have to plan. Do we have all the mobile device or not? If not, you have to get ready, right? You have to get the things are ready. Otherwise, you cannot go ahead, right? So these are the plans. Your first thing. This is how, right? So whenever you are trying to test, you have to plan it. You cannot go directly and test it, right? So these are things you have to document. Okay. The first step is prepare and plan well as a strategy in order to carry out mobile application testing smoothly.
Mhm.
What does it mean? Let's say you don't have a Android device, then your testing will not start smoothly, right? So that is the reason. Okay, so that is why first you have to prepare. Okay, the type, finding out everything, identify the device, targeted device, everything. Okay, what is the prerequisite, everything. Once you have all these ready, then second step you have to find the identification of essential testing type. What does it mean? So now we are you are aware what to like what type of testing you are doing. Android and iOS web application, both all the devices are ready. Okay. So
Yeah.
now step two, the question is what type of testing you are doing. You are doing functional testing or non-functional testing, right?
Mm.
So that is what also you have to prepare it. Functional testing only or non-functional also, or only non-functional, right? So this is what second step. Okay, everything they will provide in company, they will provide. So because, or always if you are starting your, you have to document yourself. You open an Excel sheet,
Mm.
you ask your manager, I have these things doubt. Then he will say, so he will tell. So we are doing only Android mobile application. So then you have to document. So then you are doing only web app, not in a mobile application. He will ask you to get only in Samsung device. It is based on requirement. Again, okay. So then he will ask only do functional testing. So these
Mm.
all you have to come up with, right? So otherwise it is very difficult you to follow, right? You will not be in understanding what to do, right? You will be in confusion. And also you are doing only manual testing or automation testing. We will come the automation in uh, next syllabus. We have the different syllabus, right? So first we have to understand manual testing, right? So that is also you have to understand. Okay. So this is how you have to identify the types of testing. Once it is done, the third step you have to design your script and testing. So what is that? You have to design. How will why design the test cases? They will call it a test case. We'll understand what is test case, what is test scenario, how to write everything. Okay. So this is the third step. You have to write the test case. What does it mean? They will be having a requirement, the type of delivery, or let's say mode of payment. Okay. First, you have to test with mode of payment is only cash and delivery is working or not. Second, you have to work only UPI is working or not, cash is working or not, able to work, or all is working or not. Right? So one test case you will do. If you find any issues, it is a defect. If you find any issue, it is a defect. Right? It is a you have to design the script. Once it is done, so now you are ready with all. You know what type of testing you will be doing, right? And you know what device you have to use, or you are using only desktop testing. Desktop nothing but you use the your laptop, launch the
Yeah,
URL
when
of that application, then you do web application testing. Okay, so now you have already designed what to test. You have the requirement, right? So you have the requirement what to test. Okay, as per requirement. If it is only login, then you will test the login functionality.
yeah.
That's the login. So that is the requirement. So this is how you have to document. So now everything is ready. Now you are go ahead and start your testing, right?
Mhm.
So that is what setting up test environment. What does it mean? Where you will test it? Let's say you have some Amazon application. Where you are testing? You're testing in Amazon URL. What is that URL? Right? So they will give testing dot Amazon application. Some URL they will give HTTP. This is the URL we are testing it. Okay, because it is not at released to the public user, because it is in testing. It is not released. Okay, that is what setting up environment, right? So what does it mean? Whether all the coding is ready or not, everything arrange the code and device perform the mobile application testing as known as testing environment, right? So what developer will push the code, right? Developed code to testing environment. Environment nothing but it is a URL. They will in this URL they will push the all developed code. Then
Mm.
you have to launch this URL. Then you have to carry out your testing one by one. So that is what test environment. Okay. So after that, so then you have to perform manual testing and automation testing. What is manual testing? Let's say uh, here I have given during mobile automation testing, you have to include executing manual automated test cases in different devices. What does it mean? You have to write a code, right? So we'll come across that. So how to do that? Okay. Then you have to validate all the functionality of mobile applications, right? Through mobile and automating testing. So it will help you to find the issues or flaws, right? So if you find anything, so you have to report it to developer. Developer will fix it. Then you have to eliminate them for enhanced performance of the application. So then you carry out your testing. So then you have to do usability and user interface testing. right? What is usability? It will ensure that application is easy to use, right? It is not, let's say if they have developed any one application, let's say Uber Eats, I am an end user,
Mm.
okay, everything should be easy to understand. That is what easy usability testing,
Yep.
right? Let's say if you click on healthy, if you click on ice cream, it is easy to understand, right? So if I click on ice cream, it will show only ice creams. So that is what usability testing, right? Everything you have to, that is how they have developed for easy to use, and it will ensure the effectiveness, efficiency, as well as optimizing the satisfaction of end user. I told you, right? So if it is working, uh, everything, price and everything, so it is easy for me to use the application. It is very easy and find the quickly, right? So I use the delivery only, right? So it is easy to use. That is what efficiency, satisfaction of end user. Then user interface testing, nothing but you have to ensure that mobile application has simple interface. What does it mean? So you have to interact, right? You should have internet connection. Then you have to go and click on this, right? These are the functionality you are testing it. So I'm showing in live only how actually the tester will test the application.
Mm.
Okay. First and foremost, you have to check whether login is working or not. That is your first step.
Yeah.
Then you have to start inside all the pages are loading or not. That is the second. Then you have to verify everything. It is showing details of customer or not, right? So search functionality is working. Let's say I'm using here. I'm typing. So it should show some different. Or if I clicking here, every basic functionality is working or not, right? So that is what usability and interface testing. So then once all these testing are not compatibility testing, nothing but you have to use different browsers or different mobile devices. Okay. Performance testing again, we have already understand that types of testing. Performance, it will help us to determine stability, interoperability, as well as specific of application, right? So some application, the application is very slow, or some device it is loading very fast. It might be performance issue. So then you have to report, then developer will fix it in different
Mm.
conditions. So that is what performance testing. Then security testing we have already done. So everything we have to prevent unauthorized access. I told you, right? If you log in the application in some different mobile, let's say I logged in the application in my mobile, it should not allow me to log in your mobile. It is a security, right? So if it is allowing, it is a defect. So then beta testing, nothing but once all the testing are done, so then there is no issues. Everything is working perfectly as per requirement. So then you will go for releasing the software. That is what beta testing. We will understand that is also. So it is used for genuine client. Genuine means end users. They will check in terms of actual users. It will identify how, if any error is there before releasing the software, they will check all the functionality, everything, login is working, everything is showing properly. Sometimes what logo is missing, then it is a very high difficult, right? So sometimes it is not login is working in while you are testing, but it is not working today. Then it is an issue. They will not release the software. So that is what beta testing. They will confirm before releasing. Okay, this is how step by step the different types of testing we will perform it. Okay, so remember this. Okay, so because they will ask interviewer, tell me how will test the application. You have to tell first step, you have to prepare it, plan it, what type of testing, what is this, and second step, what type of testing we are doing. Everything I will document it. Then I will design the test kit. Then we will go for checking the code is available or not. In that environment, I will test it, test environment. So then I will perform all the applications. If any issues point, I will raise a defect due to developer. Then I will test it. This is how the testing environment or testing life cycle. Okay. So any question? We have a next development life cycle. How the application is developed.
Mm.
Okay. So are we okay to continue, or you want any take a break, or how? What is your plan? We are already 1 hour 35 minutes.